What other alternatives might there be for an account of diachronic identity besides the one concerning psychological links, memory links, so to speak? Well, let's recall back to the ship of Theseus example that we gave recently, in which the ship is produced at a certain year and goes out to sea and comes back and goes out to sea and comes back and goes out to sea and comes back, and every time a couple of planks are replaced because they've rotten or become barnacle encrusted and we can't seem to find a way to take the barnacles off. So the result after 100 years might be a ship that has no matter in common with the ship that left port a century ago. Most people, I think, would be happy to say, still, this is the same ship as the one that left port 100 years ago. As long as we have gradual, piecemeal, bit-by-bit replacement of the parts, it's okay to say, it seems plausible to say, that it's the same ship, just as most people would say a plant might survive even if no single cell that is in the, now suppose it's now a tree, no single cell that was there when it was a sapling. And likewise, many of us would accept the idea that there can be a body that survives, even if a human body that survives, even if every cell in the adult is distinct from any cell that was there at the infant, at the stage of the infant. So too, what's now known as the bodily continuity theory is going to say, well, personal identity over time is a matter of having the same body over that same period of time. Psychological links, memory links, etc. are not important. They're at best a clue to whether or not you're the same person, but they don't constitute you being the same person. What makes you the same person is having the same body. And keeping in mind what we just saw about the ship of Theseus, this idea of the same body leaves open the possibility that the body could change, that you grow a mustache or have your hair cut or have your hair dyed, that you get a nose job, that you get a tattoo, that you get in an accident and lose a limb and get a prosthetic replacement, for example. All those changes are consistent with your having the same body. So long as no change is so drastic that we're in doubt as to whether or not there's the same body as was there before, then we can count as having the same body over time. Roughly speaking, performs the same function, roughly speaking, has largely the same cells from moment to moment, even if over time that continuity the cell level continuity is minimal. So we say P2, person stage P2, is one and the same person as person stage P1, just in case P1 and P2 have the same body. Now, we could also refine this if we wanted to something like having the same central nervous system on the supposition that that somehow is more important to your being the person that you are than than other parts of your body, such as your limbs. That's a possibility. Also, this bodily continuity theory allows considerable change in the matter of which you're composed, just the way that Theseus' ship allows for considerable change, as we saw a moment ago. It also implies that when your body is destroyed in one fell swoop, as happens with the body duplicator machine, so are you. So the bodily continuity theory would allow one to say, yes, the incineration of my body in the example that was just given would be too extreme to count as my being able to survive it. I wouldn't be able to survive that because it would be like taking all of the planks of Theseus' ship, making a perfect duplicate, and then a moment later incinerating all those planks and then building a ship that's perfect, that's exactly the specifications according to the blueprint of the ship that was there before. Most of us would say, we've got a very good replica of the ship of Theseus, but this is not the ship of Theseus. So too, we might say the body duplicator gives you a very good replica of your body, but it's still not your body, and therefore, on the bodily continuity theory, it's still not you. But notice also that on the bodily continuity theory, we've got a significant consequence. That is going to be that on the destruction of your body, such as what happens when you die at age 97, or it happens in a terrible car accident and the physicians are not able to resuscitate you, then you, the self that is you, cannot survive that destruction because there's no bodily continuity. And if that's right, then the ideas of heaven and hell, disembodied existence, are going to have to go by the wayside. If we accept the bodily continuity theory, then unless there's a very different conception of hell and heaven from the one that at least the Western traditions think of, then the idea of surviving the destruction of your body, still being a self in heaven or hell, is not going to make very much sense.